I'm Cordy. I'm a guitarist, although I'm not holding a guitar right now, so that's weird. But this is just a quick video I wanted to put together. In previous videos with the Headrush Gigboard, which I've had now for just over a week, I said that I wasn't sure how well it took drive pedals. Now I've had a bit more time to come up with some other presets and do some more experimenting, and so in this video I'm using my JC Maya patch, which you can get in the description if you want. All of my past and future presets will be in that folder, which you can get access to for £3 if you want. But the idea of the video was to try every drive pedal that I've got in the house in front of the Headrush. I've not spent loads of time tweaking each individual drive pedal. I've just had it where the settings that I kind of last used it were. Obviously there's some pedals in here like the Origin Effects RevivalDrive or the Strymon Sunset, where there's loads of other different tones in there, or even the Timmy. It's not, you know, every tone possible with each of these pedals. It's just the kind of tones that I like. At the end of the video I'll just come back, and once I've listened back to everything I'll kind of evaluate what I thought. But initial reactions, I've just done the video, or done the playing. Initial reactions is it does take pretty much all of those pedals that I like pretty well, with one kind of exception or two. If you want to leave in the comments which ones you prefer, that'd be cool as well. So here's the playing. should say quickly that I'd kind of give my kind of thoughts on this at the end of the video. A couple of people that commented in some other videos of mine said they might like that. So here are my thoughts. There were only kind of 2 sounds in there, or 3 maybe, that I wasn't completely happy with. So first of all, the Page boost isn't mine, the Kingsley Page. That belongs to a friend of mine called Jake. I'm not really too hot on that pedal. It's a bit bright for what I'm doing. I guess you can kind of tell from the video that what I'm going for is something to kind of thicken up the tone of the single coils for my lead playing. I'm not a humbucker guy. I feel like the Kingsley Page stuff is kind of maybe more suited towards humbuckers, so I'm probably not the best guy for that particular pedal, which is fine. There's loads of people that have loads of great stuff to say about the Kingsley stuff, so that's just me. Then the Boss DS1, although I kind of like some of the characteristics of that pedal, sometimes if you keep the gain low and the level high and the tone volume kind of roll back, you can kind of get some usable tones out of it. Middle of the take, you see me kind of turn the tone back, and I'm a little bit more happy with that. But I do think the DS1 can have a tendency to get a little bit spiky, more so than some other pedals that I like to use. But there's something about the overall characteristic of the tone that I do still kind of like. And then the other pedal that I thought didn't sound how it normally does when I use it was the Thorpe FX Veteran. Now, I don't know, normally any other device that I'm using, I can tweak the bias and the smooth, as well as the other controls and the boost, to kind of get a tone that works for me, kind of a smooth, less fuzzy tone. But with the Headrush, for whatever reason, with these particular settings, it wasn't something that was really happening for me. I think if I altered the settings on the Headrush, I could probably do something, you know, reduce some of the brightness. I think that might help. Then pedals that I did really like the sound of, the Strymon Sunset. Generally I do really like the Tube Screamer sound on that. The J-Rocket Lenny, obviously I like. It turns out that anything that J-Rocket make seems to be tailored specifically for me. For whatever reason, I seem to really like those tones, you know. I'm a single coil player, generally, and I'm going into some kind of tones that have a bit of sparkle, and so when I kick in some drive, I kind of want it to thicken up and keep that top end from getting spiky, and all of the J-Rocket stuff seems to have the capability to do that. So the Melody and the Dude I really like. I think the Dude probably is my favourite tone in this video, probably. I do quite like some other stuff. The Origine effects RevivalDrive and the Keeley Tone Workstation, I guess, and the Strymon Sunset to some extent. Obviously there's a load more tones within those pedals, as they're some of the more versatile pedals in the video. The RevivalDrive has the ability to sound, you know, a lot of different ways. So in this video you see kind of one face of it. I did like the tone that I got out of that for here. There's obviously a bit of a Tube Screamer bias to most of my stuff, as that's kind of one of the tones that I really like. Again, the Antares seems to be one of my favourite Tube Screamer type pedals. That had some really nice stuff going on, I thought. My Ibanez TS10 is with my friend Jake at the moment, so I couldn't use that. And likewise my Behringer Tube Overdrive, which is one of the cheap Tube Screamers, is with a friend called Des at the moment. I think I can fairly comfortably say that the Headrush does take drive pedals pretty much as you'd expect, with the one caveat that I'm not sure that this particular tone, whatever, was jiving with the Thorpe FX Veteran. So I'll experiment with that a bit more. Some of the time when I'm running a fuzz pedal, or this particular fuzz pedal, as it is kind of the one I use most, I would make sure that the preset on whatever I'm using, or the amp that I'm using, I roll the treble back a bit to kind of tame off things, or the presence, or something like that, to kind of get a bit more of a thicker, smoother tone. For whatever reason, on this occasion I wasn't able to, so I'm looking at the Headrush as I talk. But in general, yeah, so I kind of rescind my previous comment that I wasn't sure whether it took drive pedals well. I'm fairly certain it does now. As I said at the start of the video, the patch that I'm using here is my JC Mayer patch in the clean setting. It's just, you know, 2 amps, 2 IRs, and a reverb. That's really all that's going on the Headrush. And then the drive you were hearing was from the boost or drive pedals that I was using. You can get that patch and all my other patches if you want in the description of the video for £3, and I'll include all my future stuff. So I basically just drop stuff into that Google Drive folder as we go, and as I tweak more patches. Currently there's sort of 12 presets in there, but that's going to grow as I keep tweaking with the Headrush. So hopefully this was useful, sort of. If you do like this sort of thing, the old like and subscribe stuff is appreciated. There's plenty of other stuff on the channel, whether it's Headrush, Helix, Kemper, HX Stomp, Mezza Boogie, or like lessony stuff that you want to know about if you did like anything that you heard here. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you soon.